In this video, we're going to be looking at expanding single brackets and some ways that we can actually check this on our calculator. So what does it mean to expand a bracket? It means timesing everything inside the bracket by what's in front. So there's an invisible times sign here, and that's what brackets do. Like 3 brackets 4 would be 12 because they multiply. So we start with 2, and then we're going to multiply by x. This is our first expansion. 2 times x is 2x. And then 2 times 3, positive 3. So 2 times positive 3 is positive 6, like that. What happens if we have an x in front? Like this. We do the exact same thing, x times x and x times plus 4. So x times x is x squared, and x times 4 is positive 4x. We have to have that positive there because each of these numbers needs a sign attached to it. So positive 4 in this case. How about if we have a minus sign in front? Like minus 3x minus 2. The presence of the minus sign in front will change the sign of everything on the inside. So x currently is positive, and the minus will make it negative. So negative 3x. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And the only reason I mention this is because with this second expansion, this is where most students go wrong, because they see the minus and they go, oh, minus 6, like 3 times 2. Okay, but the minus sign will change the negative into a plus, like this. Okay, now that could be very tricky, especially when we have 2 brackets in a row. They will put a minus sign in the second one, and this always trips students up. So how can we avoid getting this wrong, or at least how will we know that we've made a mistake? And that's where the calculator comes in. So there's a video on this on my YouTube channel, Bowtie Teacher, if you want to check that out, where I go into this a lot more detail. So for now, we're going to put the question into our calculator, 2 brackets x plus 3, and we're going to use the calc button, not with the last answer that I used, 2 brackets x plus 3. We're going to calc with a number like 2, 3, maybe 10 to make it nice and easy. I'm going to go for 10 in this case because the numbers are quite small. I can go for 10. And what the calculator is doing when you press equals is it's replacing x with a 10. So 10 plus 3 in brackets is 13, and times by 2 in front. 13 times 2 is 26. What we can then do is check that against our answer, 2x plus 6. If we calc with the same value, they should match. And this is so key. I tell this to students, they go, oh yeah, okay. But when you realize the value of this, every time you expand brackets, collect like terms, simplify, factorize, all of these things, we can check our answers on the calculator. So for this second one, minus 3 brackets x minus 2. Let's calculate that with x equals 5. You can choose anything, but don't do a 0 or 1. Choose something like a 2 or a 3 or a 5. I get minus 9. So when x equals 5, my question gave me minus 9. We're going to do this with the wrong answer, the one that nearly every student makes a mistake on. Minus 3x minus 6. Remember, this is incorrect. I'm going to use the same value of x, and I get a different value. negative 21. Okay, so when we do this with our incorrect answer, we can see that they do not match. X equals 5 gave minus 21, which is wrong. They don't match, minus 9 and minus 21. So we can look at this and we can say, right, where did I make my mistake? Was it the minus 3 times x? Well, if we're ever unsure, minus 3 times x, calc, minus 15, and then our version, negative 3x, minus 15. They matched. So it wasn't this first expansion. That one's correct. Let's have a look at minus 3 times minus 2. 6. We put minus 6. Okay, so we can change this to a plus. And now let's try our answer with this updated version. Minus 3x plus 6, calc, minus 9. Right, that's now minus 9. That's correct. So we can go into that level of checking using our calculator. If we were in the non-calculator paper, we would have to do this ourselves by hand. It is much more difficult, but it can still be done. And when we're in our 2 calculator papers, which is most of the papers, then this calc process can really save you with these errors.